Hi everyone, how have you all been? Great to see you again. Let me get into frame right here. Pull the microphone in. Move this stuff out of the way over here. Cool. Alright, so, how have you all been? Great to see you again. Let's see who's in the chat. Cole is here, Deadwolf Production, Big Bash, Saeed, Rohan, Batman235 is here. I Hate Anime, Crazy Cat Lady, Big Bash. Oh, it's so good to see all of you again. As always, Zydan is here. Batman's Gamer. Cole said I had work last week, so I missed the stream. Sorry. No problem, bud. I'm glad. It's nice that you're here, though, right now. Let's see. Batman. Oh, Sarah's here as well. Hi, Sarah. In fact, if you want, we could do a Discord today after this live stream is over, so be sure to stay tuned for that if you want to have a quick call. So, let's see. Goat says, Eric, I'm starting school in 6 hours. You need to be getting some rest. Oh, I didn't know the time difference would be this great over here. Oh, Sarah's excited for the Discord call. For those of you that don't know, if you go to my Patreon and you go for this perk right here, you get all the perks available on my Patreon, plus you gain access to the Discord where we will do voice calls and stuff. And I'm going to look into it, but I want to do a watch party as well. We'll see if we can do we'll see if we can do a test run of a watch party tonight if I've got some time. So, let's see. I Hate Anime says it's late. Yeah, it is late. Still can't talk on the Discord, says I Hate Anime. That's okay, whenever you're ready. Time Shadow. Let's see, was Time Shadow here? Miles is here as well. Joshman is here. Goat is here. Sarah says, you owe us a call. I apologize if I've not been as active lately, but I've been so busy with this 3-way Superman versus video. I've never made a versus video that is 50 minutes long, and this is a very long versus video. And I've just got 5% left of the video to do. And and it's just... It's a lot. I did not expect it to be as hard as it was doing this video, but this will be a big epic versus video. There are more segments than I think I've ever done in a versus video, and also it's quite an epically edited. There's one big thing I did which was very difficult to do, but I recreated something visual from the Superman movies in the video, and you'll see it when it goes up. You patrons will get early access to it, so you know, you guys will be able to see it first. But yeah, you'll see why this video took me long. As well as the fact that it's 50 minutes, you'll also see why it took me longer when you see the edit all done. Anime says he gets to watch it twice. Yeah, you do. Joshman says, Eric, are you gonna be uploading the Superman Verse video this week? I hope so. I really do hope so. There's a lot of like tweaking and little edits I've got to do to make sure that the video is finalized and at the highest quality possible. That's what is usually the hardest bit. It's the very repetitious bit too. Is you have to go in and all these tiny details you got to work on them. So I'm going to be trying to do that. And Gregory, yes, we will try to do a Discord call right after this. So, and we'll see if I can try to do a little watch party as well. If you're on there, you can help guide me through it potentially, or I can do it. Look at a tutorial and see if I can get it done, because there's an episode of The Simpsons that I saw a clip of on Instagram, but someone edited it like crazy and you couldn't see the full joke. So I'm going to see if I can actually load up my Disney Plus and we can watch a Simpsons episode potentially tonight on the Discord. So this will be a test run of the watch party, so you guys can let me know if you're interested in that, and if you want to, then head on over to the Discord. Time Shadow says, interesting that you mentioned maybe going on Discord tonight, because I could potentially join tonight. Oh, cool, that would be good. I could do a 1 month one. I can do a 1 month one to try it out. So maybe I could do it if you do go on a call tonight. I will be going on call tonight, so yeah, definitely. And if you do it during the live stream, I'll put your name over here as always. So yeah, whenever you go become a patron, let me know and I'll put your name down here. But yeah, and we'll see if I can test run a watch party. I've not looked into it like in detail, but we'll see if I can test run a watch party. So be sure to join in to Discord, because we'll do a test run of the watch party. I haven't decided if I'm going to price that up or anything, so it'll literally just be for the $10 perk as we try it out, and then we'll see what happens in the future. Let's see. Is it coming out today? Sorry. It's not going to be coming out today because it's not finished yet. I've still got a lot of details I got to work out and stuff. So yeah. Big Bash says, Eric, I finished my episode 7. I'm writing my episode 8. Can I email you my episode 7? You can, but I'm going to be honest. I don't think I'll have time to read it because I'm working on Superman. Then I've got to work on other Versus videos and other... I'm going to be doing a quick movie review of The Conjuring when it comes out. The 4th Conjuring movie this week. So I'm going to be very busy. But you can send it to me. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I'll have time to read it. But definitely send it on the Discord, because I know you're on Discord. You've made mention of it on Discord. So if you drop it on Discord, I'm sure people there will be interested in reading it as well. So, Spirit Hero says, am I late? No, you're not late. I'm actually just chatting with you guys for a bit, waiting for more people to come on board, and then we'll get to the stories. Time Shadow says, did you see my updated email? Yes, I did. Only thing is when you sent it to me, I was unwell, so I was trying to stay away from, you know, like a lit screen. And also, when I was looking at a lit screen, I was working on the Superman Versus video. So I have watched it a couple times, the short that you've done for me, Time Shadow, and I'm gonna watch it again, and I'm going to give you notes. But yeah, I was very impressed with what I saw. We're finding the formula, so it's working out very nicely so far. So, I Hit Anime says, how do you watch Peacemaker in the UK since we don't have HBO? It's on another service. It's how I saw The Penguin as well. What was it called? I think it was Now TV, was it? I think it was Now TV, because I only literally do it just to watch the one show, then I just stop. And I haven't even watched Peacemaker Season 2 yet, so I haven't even got started on it yet, so... Arathorn says Now TV. Yeah, there's Sky or Now TV. There's a couple ways to do it. So yeah, we'll see if with Peacemaker I could actually do it with a friend, because a friend of mine also jumps in and out of Sky and all that, and if he watches Peacemaker with it, I'll see if I can jump onto his and watch it there as well. We'll see. Peacemaker Season 2 is on Sky. Okay, Sky it will be then. The reason for this Mortal Kombat delay sounds like complete BS, says Arathorn. The thing is, I was trying to look into a delay, and the reason for the delay, I couldn't find one. Mainly for box office reasons. That's kind of what I thought. So yeah, probably they didn't want to compete with other movies coming out in October. But in May next year, they're going to be competing with The Mandalorian and Grogu. So I don't know why if I were them, I would have just gone for it. You know, I don't see why they wouldn't. Joshman says, Eric, did you stated you are going to do a review of K-pop Demon Hunters? Yes, I did. King of the Monsters 2021 wanted me to do a quick movie review of K-pop Demon Hunters. He finally landed on a decision, and I've written that down in my notes now. That's going to be the review that I do. So hopefully once I've gotten this Versus video and the next Versus video done, I can get on to doing some more Patreon videos, and I'm going to start getting all those reviews out. So yeah, I will be. I've not seen it yet. I'm going to watch it when I can actually work on the review, so I'll have a nice and fresh perspective on it. Okay, Fireboy says, Eric, I finished watching Peacemaker Season 1. It was great. I give it an 8 out of 10. Now I'm watching Season 2. Oh, cool. You're ahead of me then, because I've not seen Season 2 of Peacemaker yet. A few more of you have joined, which is cool. So once we get a few more people in, I'll then get to the stories. Oh, look at that. We've got Crazy Cat Lady, who's done a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Crazy Cat Lady. Oh, damn, before I answer the super chat, give me a second. I'm supposed to do this, but I must have forgotten. Remember, if you want to donate, do it through Streamlabs, as always. That is the best way to support the channel, through donations. So I've just pinned that in the chat. I'm supposed to do that normally, but I forgot this time. Alright. Alright, so yeah, we have about 12 members in total now. That's cool. I'm glad that we've got 12 Discord members. The more the merrier. So if any of the rest of you want to join in, be sure to join in, because like I said, we do watch parties, we have a lot of discussions about all kinds of subjects, and we also have video calls. So it's definitely a lot of fun if you want to jump in there. Alright. Oh, Trevor is here. Great to see you, Trev. Now... Okay. Batman says, I remember when James Gunn did not get so much hate. It's not Snyder cultists, but James Gunn haters. I've seen people call him a hack too. Like, I feel bad for him. I'm sure he gets a lot of good messages too, so yeah. Goat will be starting in a bit. I'm just waiting for a few more people to jump on, and then we'll get started with the stories. So... I saw Weapons yesterday and loved it. 8 out of 10 says Cole. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it too. I gave it a similar score to what you just did. Except I think I gave it a low 8, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. Okay. Crazy Cat Lady. Okay, I'm going to read your message. Tried it to... That wouldn't let me give you money for Streamlabs. That's bizarre. Thanks for trying though, Crazy Cat Lady. I appreciate that. Now, Crazy Cat Lady's super chat was, looks like I won't see a movie until November since Mortal Kombat being delayed, and I'm listening to The Odyssey, and Ian McKellen is reading it to you. Oh, cool. I didn't know he read that particular book. Cool. That's actually pretty neat. Yeah, they've delayed it. I don't know why they've delayed it. But then again, their marketing campaign has been pretty crap, because they released a trailer very close to its release, and I was like, oh, is it? It's like I knew it was coming out in October, but I almost didn't believe it, because their marketing was so slow. So yeah, that's kind of a shame, I think, that they've done that so close to it, because we were only a month away. Okay, so you know what? Since we're already talking about it, let's get straight into it. So... Mortal Kombat 2, the movie has been delayed. Now, the weird thing about this is that this film, it was just right around the corner. Like, literally now, the time difference may be different for you guys, but where I am right now is 23 past 12, so it's past midnight. So we are in the 1st of September here. So the movie was literally just a month away. And that's when they decided to delay it all the way to next year. And the movie is practically done. Like, it's done, it's complete. But they're just holding it back, which is so disappointing. Like, literally, it was right around the corner. So they've moved it from October 24th of 2025 to May 15 of 2026. Now, presumably, they are doing this because they don't want to have to compete with any movies coming out in October. Because there are other horror movies that come out in October, you know, and all that kind of stuff. They're afraid that probably the people that are wanting to watch more Halloween films will not be watching Mortal Kombat. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just speculating. But in May when they release this, I'm sure that is a good release date. But at the same time, Mandalorian and Grogu's coming out then, so they'll be competing against Star Wars. So I just don't know why they didn't keep this movie with its original release date. I think both release dates would have been interesting. And yeah, it's just very disappointing, I think, that they've done this. It really is. Sarah says, okay, so FYI, I'm doing homework, so I'm listening just now. That's all right, Sarah. It's nice to hear that you're able to listen to this whilst doing your homework. I hope we're not too distracting. All right, so yeah, Side says so many delays. Yeah, I know, it's unfortunate, all these delays. But yeah, they've got their own reasons for it. But on the plus side, in October, I will say I was not looking overly forward to this movie, because if you've watched on my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, I've done trailer reactions. And on my trailer reactions, I talked about Mortal Kombat 2, and I said that it looked much better than the first one, but there was ultimately no extra hype or excitement for it for me. But then again, maybe the movie could have convinced me, could have won me over. But I just felt like they needed to do a much better job when it came to the marketing of the movie. Because the marketing just felt like it was just devoid of any joy or excitement. And that's what you really want with a movie like this, and I feel like they just dropped the ball on that. So yeah, that was a disappointment. Crazy Cat Lady says there's a dust storm there. Hope you stay safe. Oh yeah, Anime says, is Mortal Kombat 2 a new story? I'm sure it is, but it looks like it's all meant to be for the Mortal Kombat as opposed to whatever the story was in the first film. And they're also making uh Johnny Cage the main character, which is a good choice compared to the character in the first movie, whose name I can't even remember. Joshman, yes, I will answer stories. Answer questions about these stories when I'm finished them. So yeah, the movie has been delayed, and that is unfortunate. But it looks like we can't do anything about it. So yeah, we can just kind of get stuffed right there, unfortunately. So yeah, pretty cut and dry the story, but it is quite sad and unfortunate. I would have, in fact, if the movie came out next month, I would have actually done a versus video with the first Mortal Kombat movie. And maybe, if time allowed, I would have done a versus video between Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat Annihilation from back in the day, seeing as I did Mortal Kombat, the original 95 Mortal Kombat versus the recent 2021 Mortal Kombat. So I would have done that. But hey, it looks like we're going to have to wait for that for next year. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I don't know how you can be, but are you relieved that it got delayed? Or are you just thinking, just release it? Why delay it so last minute? Khan, everything's going good, bud. I'm really glad to see you here. Big Bash says this movie would have come out a day on my 19th birthday. Wow, that would have been great. Khan says he's probably relieved. One thing I'm curious about is that did they submit it for a certificate here in the UK? Because I know it's going to be rated R. Let me see. I know it'll be rated R in America, but was it by the BBFC? I wonder if it got a certificate. Let's see. Okay, Mortal Kombat 2. Did it get rated? You know what? I'd say that's probably the most disappointing thing, that this movie has not been given a certificate. I would have liked to have seen whatever the certificate would have been here in the UK, because that would have really said how violent it was. Because the first one was just a 15, which is not very violent, because Mortal Kombat, the games have all been given an 18 here, so for them to get a 15 was said a lot. Unlike the R rating, it was more specific R rating system here, and it told us that it was bloody, but not that bloody like the games, which got an 18. So I would have been curious to see if they would have gotten an 18 this time round, but looks like we won't know now until closer to the time. So that's disappointing. So let's see. Joshua says, Eric, I'm not surprised that Mortal Kombat 2 got delayed, but since it did get delayed, maybe they could be able to fix up some of the CGI and visual effects, especially on Baraka. Yeah, because I did say on my trailer reaction that the final, when the person got their body got split in half, I said that looked like an early 2000s effect, because it was just that bad. So yeah, they should be able to fix some stuff, I think. You know, so hopefully they'll have more time on that. That's if they're given a bigger budget at all, like, you know, just extra money to actually fix it. But maybe they'll have enough money to fix it already. I don't know. We'll have to see. Big Bash says, I like Mortal Kombat 10 and 11. Yeah, I like Mortal Kombat XL. That's my favorite one. I think they delayed because of special effects. No, they delayed because of it was because of money reasons. They wanted to get a better release date, so that's why they left it till May. But this close to the end is so weird to do that. Big Bash says some early 2000s movies have amazing CGI that aged incredibly well. Yes, they do. But I'm not referring to those movies. I'm referring to the bad-looking early 2000s CGI effects, because that did look like a bad effect at the end of that Mortal Kombat 2 trailer. Joshua says, Eric, do you think it's worthy to delay the movie? Because if you also did not know that Tron Ares is coming out in October, yeah, that's probably what they didn't want to compete against. And I believe that might make more money if Mortal Kombat 2 came out. That's the thing that I think they were thinking about. They wanted... I think they didn't want to compete with Tron, but honestly, I don't know if Tron will even do that good, because I have zero interest in it. Jared Leto is in it for one, and the other, I have no interest in it because I've just seen the same trailer in the theater several times, especially in July when we had the 3 movies come out, you know, Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, Fantastic Four. And I'm sure when I saw Weapons as well, was it Weapons? I see that damn Tron Ares trailer so much that I'm just bored of it. They keep putting on that same trailer, so it just annoys me now to see that. It has got some good special effects in it, but it just doesn't look like a movie that I would want to go and see personally. I think I can watch it at home if I really want to see it. Big Bash says, Jared Leto, it's Tron in time. Chris says, I would like to thank YouTube for forgetting to recommend this. Oh, do they not recommend you this live stream? Well, we're relatively early on into it. We just talked about this. We're going to move on to the next couple of stories in a bit, so I don't think you've missed it. Although, have you clicked the subscribe button and the bell icon? I know that doesn't work all the time, but see if you have, then maybe that could work. Khan, I've only finished this one story right here, and I've not talked about the others yet. Now let's see here. I got looks like someone new has joined Patreon. Oh, Iron Warrior has done a $2 super chat. Thank you very much, bud. Give me a second here. I just want to see as it says we've got a new patron. Let me just double check. Time Shadow, is that yourself that has just joined the Patreon on Discord? Okay, so Iron Warrior has asked, Fantastic Four or Thunderbolts? Right, Time Shadow. Okay, then. But yeah, if you did join, then yeah, it would have shown it would have come through. It wasn't coming through, but it showed a notification, so I was confused about that. Thanks for clearing that up. Let's see. Okay. But yeah, Mortal Kombat basically has been delayed to May. It's not cool, but we've just got to deal with it, sadly. So yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next story. But first, Iron Warrior asks with the super chat, he says, Fantastic Four or Thunderbolts? I would say... Oh, that is tricky, because I think both movies, they have good elements, but they have lackluster elements. I'll say Fantastic Four is better than Thunderbolts. Alright then. Next story. Looks like Star Wars has another movie going into production, and that movie is called Star Wars Starfighter. Now, the interesting thing about this movie is that this movie is essentially the Rogue Squadron movie that they announced that Patty Jenkins was going to direct. If you remember, Patty Jenkins was in that little announcement video where she says stuff about her father being a pilot or something. I've only seen that once a long time ago, I can't remember, so forgive me if I'm misquoting her. But she ultimately said that she was going to direct the movie. But then she did Wonder Woman 1984, and no one liked it. That movie has pretty much tanked her career, because she was talking about how she had full creative control over that film, and how she was able to make all the decisions herself, and she was able to do whatever it was that she wanted, and she was and she had to fight to get full creative control and to get rid of Zack Snyder's people, who were behind, ultimately, what made the first movie so successful, because he chose writers for that film, he had production people on that film. She got rid of all of them so she could bring in her own people, and so she could write the script herself. And you could tell the movie had a huge drop in quality as a result. And you can tell they don't want her directing the Star Wars Rogue Squadron now, so they've made Star Wars Starfighter instead, which is basically the Rogue Squadron movie, but she's not directing it. So, yeah, let me just double check. I already know who the director is, but I just want to make sure that I've not gotten it wrong. Sean Levi, yeah, he's supposed to be the director of not Rogue Squadron, but Starfighter. And we'll see how he does, but that's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about aside from Patty Jenkins having full creative control and now suffering the consequences of her full creative control on Wonder Woman, because this is what happens when you get full creative control and the movie tanks in every way, as Wonder Woman 1984 did. She's been knocked off of so many projects, including this one. So, Star Wars Starfighter is the movie. This is the release date, 28th of May, 2027. So, in May, we're going to get the Grogu and the Mandalorian in May 2026. And then in May 2027, we're going to get Star Wars Starfighter. So you can see that they're trying to, like, arrange when we get the movies, which is interesting. So they're trying to put them a year apart. But that's technically what happened with Disney before, when they were making The Force Awakens. Then they did Rogue One, then they did The Last Jedi, then Solo, and all these other films. They were trying to give us a movie every year, and it just didn't work out, if you remember. It turned out to be too much for audiences, and they weren't interested. So they gotta be careful that they don't oversaturate people with Star Wars stuff again, because you gotta remember, as well as these movies every year we're also gonna be getting more TV shows. And I want Star Wars to come back, and I want it to work, especially now that Kathleen Kennedy looks like she's pissing off, and we're gonna get Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni in charge. But I want it to be controlled, and I want to make sure that they do a very good job, but I don't want them to get into the old habits of, like, just giving us too much Star Wars to the point that we get overwhelmed. That would not be good for anyone. So yeah, but yeah, this movie's coming out on the 28th of May, and what we're going to talk about is the cast. So here are the cast right here. We've got Ryan Gosling. I'm going to only really mention the actors that I know here, the big ones of note. So we've got Ryan Gosling leading the pack. We've got Amy... I'm going to get to Mia Goth in a second, so don't worry about that. We've also got Amy Adams in the lineup. We've got Matt Smith, who, if you remember, was supposed to be the villain of The Rise of Skywalker, but then with the various reshoots, they brought in Emperor Palpatine again. But he actually recorded and filmed, like, his whole thing. Like, he was going to be in that movie, and they shot a whole version of the movie with him in it. And then we ended up getting, somehow Palpatine has returned. And then we have Aaron Pierre, which was very surprising. I was like, oh, he's starting to get into the fray and into these movies quite a bit now, because his big break is really going to be the Lanterns show when he gets into the DCU and plays Jon Stewart. And now we're also seeing him. He's going to be in a Star Wars show, a Star Wars movie, the year after he's in the Green Lantern show. So he's actually starting to get a lot of work now, which is cool. People are starting to put eyes on him, which is interesting. And of course, we've also got Amy Adams, which, I don't know. Amy Adams, she has a very specific kind of look, and it's kind of interesting to see that she would be in Star Wars. I'm trying to think, what would they do to me? What would they make her look like in a Star Wars thing? I don't know. Do you know how some actors, you can just really recognize them? Others can just blend into any movie, any role. Others kind of stand out a bit. And Amy Adams, to me, she stands out a bit. Even as Lois Lane in Man of Steel, she kind of stood out a little bit. So, yeah, we'll see how she does. We've got the Ninder is here. Great to see you. It's great to see you, buddy. Where is that comment gone? There's Cole. He goes, it's the guy from Morbius. Yep, Matt Smith is from Morbius, and he was Doctor Who. Alright, now I want to talk about Mia Goth. You can see Mia Goth right there. She's the third member of the cast on that list down there. And honestly, I don't know what she is doing here. She's too much of an indie actress, if you ask me. And she's a very good actress, too. She was great in Pearl. But it seems so weird to see her in a mainstream movie, in a mainstream commercial movie, because what she does is not really mainstream. She has a lot of interesting and creative takes and choices that she does with her acting abilities. So it's interesting to see that they're bringing her in into this. And it's funny, Mia Goth, she's not really watched any of these franchises. There's a funny little clip going around on the internet that I saw a long time ago with her and Robert Pattinson. And they asked if she's seen Twilight or any of these franchises. And then she goes, no, I'm not. She goes, I've not seen Twilight. And then she goes, I've not really understood. I'm never really into big franchises like The Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, and then Rob Pattinson's like, Harry Potter, and then she just laughs because she realizes she said that she was not into Twilight, and now she's not into Harry Potter. And she says that she never really gets those, and then Robert Pattinson laughs and then goes, "Everything you're in, I just don't get it." And they just start laughing. So yeah, it was a funny little bit on the interview. You can look it up and you'll find it. But basically, she's not really into these franchises, so to see her actually in one as big as Star Wars, it's kind of interesting. But I don't know. We'll see how she does. Let's see how she does in a more mainstream commercial movie, as opposed to the more out there indie films that she picks. So yeah, I still kind of stick to what I said when I don't know what she is doing here. Let's hope she fits in with this. But I always thought a more indie DC movie is something that she would fit in, like maybe in Matt Reeves' Batman world, or maybe if they make another movie like Joker, or if James Gunn's new Clayface movie coming up, which is meant to be a full-on horror movie, if they have other films like that, I feel like she would fit more into those than she would into something Disney, like Star Wars. It's just bizarre. Mia Goth is a weird actress choice whenever it comes to these kinds of movies. She's got a very specific style, and it's definitely an acquired taste, that's for sure. Oh, Jake is here. Jake, I've missed you, bud. Haven't seen you in quite a bit. And he's done a $14 donation. Thank you very much, Jake. I really appreciate that. Let's see. He says, "Hi, sorry I've been inactive recently." Oh, don't worry, buddy. Life issues and some depression. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Without getting too deep into it, I'm sorry to hear that, bud. If you ever need to speak, chat or speak or anything, we're here, and I'm sure anyone in the chat will. I'm sure anyone in the chat will be interested in speaking to you and supporting you. So, you've got a support system here. So don't worry. If you want to talk, be sure to let us know. But I'm so glad to see you back in the stream, bud. I missed you. I've missed anyone who's normally not been in the stream for a good bit. So great to see you here. Time Shadow says Return of the Jake, or the Jake. Time Shadow says Jake is at it again. Yeah, I remember when Jake was always at it. Those were good times. They were really funny and fun. Movie King 3000 is here as well. See, Jake, you've got people here already or supporting you. Time Shadow goes, yeah, we're all friends here. Spirit Hero says, feel better, Jake. Yeah, see, everyone is here to support you in that way. We've also, I don't know if I've told you, Jake, we've also got the Discord. That's where we all basically hang now, and we're there to chat 24/7, basically. So if you want to be part of that community, then be sure to head on over. And also, we're going to be doing a voice call later today. So if you want to join in and do a voice call with us, then by all means, all you got to do is head on over to my Patreon, and you can actually become a Discord member. And we can chat, we can do watch parties on there as well. So be sure to join if you want to have even more interaction. That's the place where we all hang, basically. Alright, so yeah, Star Wars Starfighter is the new movie coming out, and it looks like it'll be very interesting. And I'm really curious to see what it will be. I hope Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are the ones that are actually, like, in control of this. That's what I hope. I really do hope that. And Kevin has done a $5 donation. Thank you very much, Kevin. Oh boy, hold on. I've not been writing these properly. Alright. So yeah, thanks very much, Kevin. He says, Gears of War is on PS5. If Sony gets Halo, do you think Microsoft will just stick to computers? Despite making a new handheld. Mortal Kombat 2 comes out same month as GTA. Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 does come out the same month as Grand Theft Auto. Ooh, will that distract gamers from going to watch that movie? I don't know if Warner Brothers should have done that then, actually. That's a very good point. Let me read your question again, Kevin, and let me answer it one at a time. Gears of War is on PS5. Cool. I know Gears of War is on Steam, and I've wanted to play Gears of War ever since I was a kid, because it seemed like a really cool game. But, you know, I never had that console generation. But now, okay, if they're gonna release Gears of War, it's available on the Steam store, and I've got my Steam Deck. I don't know if you can see right over there where I'm just pointing. That's my Steam Deck right there. It seems to run well on the Steam Deck, judging by YouTube videos. So I'm very curious. I think I will try to at some point get it when the price comes down, that is. And I'll play it on my Steam Deck all the way through. I was playing some Batman Arkham City today. A lot of fun with the challenge maps on that. So it's on PS5, but I'll be getting it on Steam at some point when the price goes really down, because I don't buy digital games full price. It's just a license for the game, you're not really paying to keep the game. Kevin also says Sony gets Halo. If Sony gets Halo, do you think Microsoft will just stick to computers despite making a new handheld? Microsoft still seem to want to make games, but at the same time they've cancelled and closed a bunch of studios that they bought. So that was horrible, because so many people lost their jobs. Microsoft, I don't think even they know what they want to do. They seem to be going the way of Sega and these other console manufacturers that were once in the console game, but then they lost and they just became third-party developers. Like, that's what happened to Sega with the Dreamcast. When it didn't perform well, they now are just like, a third-party developer and sell software for Nintendo, Sony, and, all these other companies, which at the time you think they never would do, because they were their own console competing with Nintendo and Sony and stuff. But yeah, so what happened to them, I think, is what's going to happen to Microsoft. I think eventually they're going to phase their way out. And once they do phase their way out, I think they're going to just make games, I think. Because Indiana Jones, that Indiana Jones game that they made recently, that sold very well on PlayStation, apparently. So they want to make more multi-gen sort of like software titles. That's how they plan to make their money. So yeah, do I think they'll just stick to computers despite making a new handheld? I think they're going to keep changing stuff. It's like they don't know what they want to do. So I think they'll try to maybe partner with other devices, because it seems like they don't want to make their own in-house Xbox, portable Xbox, which is a shame, because Sony made their PlayStation Portable, their PSP. Nintendo made their portable consoles. It would make sense if Microsoft came out and made their own portable console, but instead they're just branding other consoles like the next ROG Ally, and they're calling it an Xbox, and they're saying any device that can play Xbox games is an Xbox. It's just lazy to me. It just shows that they've lost their audience, because they tried to scam everyone with the Xbox One, and the PlayStation 4 kicked its ass, and they've never been able to recover after that. So that's what it comes across like to me. So, yeah, I Hate Anime says, so a PC is an Xbox. But they're trying to say that anything that you can use Game Pass on, or cloud streaming, or Xbox streaming, whatever software systems they have, they're saying if you can play Xbox games on any device that, supports the app, they're saying that yeah, it's an Xbox. So even a Mac could be an Xbox. They're trying to say any device is an Xbox if they can put an app on there that allows you to play their Xbox games, whether you're streaming it or installing it. That's what they're saying, and it's just stupid. It just shows they've lost, and they're trying to say, look, our Xbox is everywhere. It's not. They've lost. That's all it is. And also the Steam Deck also beat the Xbox to being a portable Xbox. So others have already gotten there. So I don't know. We'll see, but they're not. They'll probably will stick to portable PCs, but we'll see what happens. I don't even think they know what happens. And yeah, like you said, Mortal Kombat 2 comes out the same month as GTA, which is not going to be good, so we'll see what happens there for them. So yeah, there you go. Hope that was a good answer to your question. Thanks for the super chat, Kevin. I Hate Anime says... Where is I Hate Anime? Because I have college soon, I'm not sure if I can join streams during that time. That's okay, bud. You're still on Discord. We can always chat with you there, hopefully. So if you can't join the streams, hopefully you can join the Discord, or we can chat there. Let me see here. CD keys. Yes, I have used CD keys. I Hate Anime. CD keys is great. They have a lot of great deals on there and stuff. I actually bought Street Fighter, the Complete Collection or something, whatever they call it, 25th Anniversary Collection or something. I actually bought that for like 79 pence or something about a month or two ago. Great deal. That was like a steal, that was. Batman 235, why do you have to say that? Replace Mia Goth with Aquafina. Why do you have to keep trolling me with Aquafina? Seriously. The G Gamer says, hi guys, did I miss anything? I was in the pool. Lucky you. yeah, you've just missed the first story where we talked about Mortal Kombat being delayed. So you can see it's been delayed from October 24, 2025, which would have been next month, to May 15 of 2026, which is the same month as GTA 6 and the same month as The Mandalorian and Grogu. So we'll see how that does. So yeah, that was basically what we talked about there. Now we're talking about Star Wars Starfighter and the cast it's got and the release date, which is 1 year after The Mandalorian and Grogu, which shows that they're trying to release a Star Wars movie every year, plus TV shows. Well, streaming shows. So let's hope they don't get people bored. That's what I hope. Aquafina could play Jar Jar, says Jake. Ugh. If there's someone more annoying than Jar Jar, it is Aquafina, so I would hope not. Batman235 says, I think Kumail Nanjiani would make a good booster. I don't care if he's 47. I don't think he would make a good booster, because he's basically just a one-note comedian when it comes to him doing comedy. And I don't like his comedy. His comedy has ruined movies for me, like Ghostbusters, what was that second Ghostbusters called? Frozen Empire? Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, his comedy in that was just bad, it ruined it for me. And the same with many other things too. Whoa! I Hate Anime has gifted 5 memberships, and Super Angry has a membership. Geneva Garcia has a membership. Sorenexel has become a member. So a Scarecrow 9281 and Mike C. Ooh, these are a lot of new members too. Guys, I didn't even know you were in the chat. You were in the stream watching me. How come you weren't commenting? Just say hi sometimes so I can actually see you guys and greet you. I Hate Anime says, I wish Patreon had this feature. Yeah, they should have this feature, shouldn't they? That would actually not be bad. Goat says, I Hate Anime, give 10 more. Yeah, wouldn't that be interesting, actually, if Patreon found a way to do that? That would be very interesting. I hope Darth Jar Jar will make an appearance. Yeah, so yeah, a lot of you guys have become members. It means now you can watch some of my trailer reactions for one. And yeah, you've got I think the basic level. So that's cool. So yeah, that's very generous of I Hate Anime. Thanks very much, I Hate Anime. That was very, very generous of you. Eric, was this Star Wars story mainly related to the cast and that's it? Yes, this is basically, now that they've got their cast, it shows that this is for real. And apparently, it takes place 5 years after the Rise of Skywalker. I read that just before the stream. And it was posted on my Discord, I think, is where I got that info from. One of you guys posted it. And the thing is, this could have been a good movie on its own, but I don't like that they're basing it after the sequel trilogy. I wish they just erased the sequel trilogy. So that's my issue and my big issue there. I really do think so. So yeah, that's basically the news of Star Wars Starfighter. We don't know what type of movie the film will be. We don't know its budget. Here's hoping it does well, and it's a good step forward for the Star Wars franchise. Okay, guys, now we're moving on to D23. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to cover this. The main reason being is because this is not like the proper D23 presentation that we all love to see, where they bring the actors on stage and they do a big presentation. This is not that. That's going to be next year. This is more for business-related stuff. So that's why it was not as interesting. However, if I go to it, here we are. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what they have announced, and we'll go through it and we'll read it. So, let's see, is it going to show up? Huh, that's bizarre. It's not showing. let's see what's happening here, because I've got the whole browser showing. Why is it not? Okay, this shows. So why is the other one not showing up for some reason? Give me a second. There you go. You know what? Let me make this live. There we go. So now you can see I'm scrolling through the web page and you guys can all see. Alright, so I'm going to go through this. I'm going to go through this so we can all see what's happening. So, at D23, the showcase, this is the stuff that they announced. They announced Hex. Now, the headline reveal was Hex, a new animated film from Walt Disney Animation Studios directed by Josie Trinidad and Jason Hand. The story is described as a cosmic adventure set in a world where enchantments rarely behave as expected. The film is due in November 2026 and is being positioned as Disney's next original success after Moana and Encanto. Oh, it's not showing, is it? There you go. Sorry, guys. I didn't know that you couldn't see. This is new. This is new what I'm doing right now. Give me a second. Let me adjust this. Okay. So yeah, this is where the article read that, and it basically said, so yeah. Alright, so Hexed. I don't know what this is. Let's hope this is back. This is when Disney and Pixar are doing great, and let's hope this is not one of their crappy projects. I hope they don't mess up. I hope they get back to doing great animated stuff. That's supposed to be their bread and butter, the animated stuff. Let's hope they do a great job. Then after that, we have Toy Story 5. Now, Toy Story 5, it says here, Pixar confirmed that Woody and Buzz will be back in Toy Story 5, set for release on June 19. The film will explore how toys cope in a world where electronics dominate children's lives, which is actually a very cool idea. And it comes out in June 19th, which is 9 days after my birthday, so June. And apparently at the event, the first few minutes of the film were shown to fans at D23, despite many thinking that Toy Story 4 would be the end of the saga. Pixar believes there is more to say about friendship and belonging in a digital age, even though they are trying to take advantage of the digital age themselves. So yeah, Toy Story 5, they showed the first few minutes of the film, and they've clearly got a lot more that they've still got to animate, and it's a shame that they haven't shown it to us, but hey, it's we'll have to wait and see that when it comes out. Next up is Zootopia 2. This one's coming out right around the corner, I think. Yes, this November. So, Zootopia 2. Disney Animation also announced Zootopia 2, a sequel to the 2016 hit. Jennifer Goodwin and Jason Bateman return as Julie Hoops and Nick Wilde, joined by Ke Huy Quan and Fortune Feimster as new characters. Ed Sheeran will provide an original song, while Michael Giacchino once again composes the score. The film will be released in cinemas on November 26, which is just going to be in a couple months now, so it's right around the corner. I remember when this movie came out, Zootopia 1 came out, I remember me and my family, we watched it quite a lot when it came out, but it's been a long time since we've seen it, and I think I should watch the first one again before the second one comes out. So yeah, that's coming out. Hope it's good. Next is Avengers Doomsday, the movie that we know has got a lot of trouble going on behind the scenes, in typical Marvel fashion, because they didn't complete the frickin' script, which they should have done, and everyone was saying that they should have done. Alright. So here it reads, Marvel Studios confirmed filming has begun on Avengers Doomsday, directed by Joe and Anthony Russo. Actor Paul Rudd appeared in a video message to mark the announcement. That's something that I heard, that Joe and Anthony Russo were going to explain what was going to happen in Avengers Doomsday in this little clip. And then Paul Rudd jumps in and says, hey guys, and then they just don't say anything. Is them just trying to tease us again? And they did this kind of as well with Endgame, when he was trying to be a mole, essentially, and spoil the film. It was a little bit that they did, and they're trying to do it here. I'm surprised of all people they bring in Paul Rudd though. No Robert Downey Jr. or anything. Like, it's just weird. There was no kind of trailery or even teaser trailer footage. It was literally just a big load of nothing on that presentation. They tried to speak it up and everything, but the thing is, we know they're going through trouble with that film, and a big part of that is because they had no build up to the movie. So we'll have to see how they do, but it doesn't seem... I wouldn't want to bet money on this, that's for sure. The title suggests a darker and more high-stakes storyline. Well, let's hope they do make it darker. The thing is, they say darker, but we know they're just going to kill off all the characters and then try to say, look how brave and bold we're being, even though killing off those characters is something that would just make things easy for them, because no one likes these new characters they've introduced. With the Avengers films among the most successful in cinema history, Doomsday will be highly anticipated among fans as Marvel seeks to maintain its global dominance in the superhero genre. Well, that global dominance certainly did not happen in 2025 because all three movies were struggling to reach $500 million. Fantastic Four: First Steps just managed to cross it and get into the $500 million range, but that's like the best it can do. It's not going to make much more beyond that. Meanwhile, James Gunn's Superman made over $600 million, which is still disappointing for superhero standards, but is much better than the three Marvel movies that came out this year. So, yeah, that just shows that that Marvel lost out to one movie, and they had three movies this year. So, yeah, global dominance, we'll see if they can restore it. But even if they do, it'll just be the one movie that will make money, and maybe Secret Wars will make a lot of money, but the rest of their MCU movies will still struggle. Look what happened after we saw Spider-Man No Way Home, or look at what happened after we saw Deadpool Wolverine. Just because the movie does well doesn't mean that all their films are going to do well from that point on. So they need to kind of still get their shit together when it comes to that. They need to understand that, and I don't think they do. They think we just need a big success and it'll make everything come back, and it won't. Next up, we have Ice Age Boiling Point. Disney announced a new chapter in the Ice Age series, Boiling Point, arriving in February of 2027. Manny, Sid, and Diego will face volcanic dangers and dinosaurs in what promises to be the most perilous setting yet. While critical reception to recent entries has been mixed, the franchise remains a family favourite. And I do agree, it is a family favourite. I do enjoy all the Ice Age movies, although I've not seen the most recent one, and I never liked Ice Age 2. But aside from that, Ice Age is a fun family movie, fun for all the family to watch. Although I will say, the first movie came out, or was it like 2002 or something? I'm just like, wow. That I was a kid when the first one came out. I was like 6 or 7. Now I'm 30 and they're still making them. It's surprising. I never would have anticipated that as a kid, that it would go on for this long. It's just insane. But yeah, that's good for that franchise, and I do have a soft spot for it. And Scratch, was it Scratch or Scrat? It's Scratch, wasn't it? Scratch. Scrat, the squirrel. He's always funny, so let's hope they keep doing a good job with that. And the next one, of course, is Incredibles 3. Pixar briefly teased Incredibles 3, confirming the Paw family will return. No further details were given, but the announcement was enough to spark major interest online. The last film, which was released in 2018, earned more than $1 billion at the box office. 2018, so when the movie comes out, will it be another 10 years? Like, what is it with The Incredibles taking so many years to come out? The second one took 14 years to come out, and this one 10. It's insane. And I remember doing a versus video with The Incredibles 1 and 2 such a long time ago. So, yeah, that is absolutely insane. Oh, yeah, Jake, you're right. Jake says, don't forget, Disney killed Blue Sky. Yeah, that was... Is my voice starting to glitch? Is my voice still glitching, or is it sorting itself out? Let me see, hold on. This one 10. It's insane. And I remember doing a versus video with The Incredibles 1 and 2 such a long time ago. So yeah, just listening back to it, it was glitching. If it it's off and on. If it happens again, let me know. Hopefully it won't happen again. Yeah, that's bizarre. It shouldn't be. I'm using the same internet and everything that I normally do. Okay, let's try to continue through. We're coming towards the end of the list now. And then you can let me know if it continues. Okay. Pixar... Oops, daisy. Gotta get back to this. Let's move this right over here. Oh, it's still happening. Okay. Okay, how about now? Oh, this makes no sense. I'm still glitching. Still glitching, they're saying. Because I'm watching my stream right here, the glitching sounds don't seem to be happening. Saeed says you're fine on my end. Because I'm watching my stream right here, the glitching sounds don't seem to be happening. Okay, now they are happening. Let me... Okay, let's just try to do the best we can, then we'll see what happens, okay? So I'm just gonna continue reading and hopefully, let's hope it's not that bad. You are not glitching, says Saeed. But yeah, it does suck that Brad Bird is not here to direct more. Alright, so yeah, it is disappointing that Brad Bird's not directing it, but we'll see what happens. He appointed a new director, we'll have to trust his judgment. Okay, Gato and Coco 2. So it's just announced coming to theaters in 2027 is Disney and Pixar's Gato. There you go, right, yeah. The film returns to its from Luca director Enrico Casarosa. The film returns to Italy following a black cat named Nero. Indebted to a feline mob boss, Nero finds himself forced to forge an unexpected friendship. So yeah, let's read the rest of this. Finds himself... A black cat named Nero, indebted to a feline mob boss, Nero finds himself forced to forge an unexpected friendship that may finally lead him to his purpose. That's incredibly vague. But we'll see how that goes. So yeah, ultimately, they didn't announce too much, but that's basically D23. So that's why I was kind of like in two minds if I should even discuss this. I was thinking maybe... I was like, I don't know. I was like, there's not really much here, and they didn't give really much of anything either. Like, there's no videos that ended up on YouTube of them showing any clips or anything, so this was supposed to be a very light development. So yeah, we'll see. Coco 2. Yeah, we'll see, but like I said, at this point, you can say I don't like the sound of this or that, but unless we see something, there's nothing to really go off of. I don't like the idea of a Coco 2 either, because the first one was so perfect. I did not expect it to be as good as it was. But we'll see what happens at the end of the day. And Hexed, I like the look of this logo, but let's hope it is a good movie and not just a more, you know, preachy Disney where they're looking for pats on the back. Let's hope it's not that. So yeah, that's what happened at D23. I'm glitching a bit, says Sarah. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I'm hearing that. I don't know what to do. Let's see. I'm going to go over here now, and we can do the Q&A. So if there's any questions you want to ask me, be sure to ask me, and I'll answer them. I'm glitching a bit, says Sarah. Oh, that's a shame. Yeah, I'm hearing that. I don't know what to do. Let's see. I'm going to go over here now, and we can do... Okay, that's good. You guys don't seem to think that... It seems like the glitching has stopped. That's good. Whew. All right. Eric, how do you keep your hair so luscious? Did I read that right? I don't know. I don't think of my hair as so luscious. I don't even I don't even like sort it out like in detail unless I'm going to like a big event or something, but I just do it to a certain point where I'm like, yeah, that looks casual and smart, a good mix of the two, and then that's it. And this is the end of the day, so it's like it's way past midnight at this point, so my hair has kind of like been going all over the place. So I'm glad you find it that's a big compliment to me. Big Bash says, Eric, what is your favorite Ed, and Eddie episode? Oh, there are so many. I think the reverse psychology episode. Me and my siblings used to laugh so hard at that episode. The one where Eddie gets cursed with that evil gold phone was hilarious. And let's see, there's just so many of them that are so good. Even the one where they were afraid of the mole mutants when the power went off in the cul-de-sac, that was good. The football player episode, that was so hilarious. There's just so many funny ones. And Rolf having like scared memories when Ed's pen pal was sending him all these animal gifts. And the movie in particular was amazing. That was like, it's like Ed and Eddie is one of the only shows on Cartoon Network that had a definitive ending, and they gave it a big like movie to end it on, and it was emotional and it was great. Blew my mind as a kid when that there was a movie about it, and I only saw it on YouTube because I didn't even know the movie came out, and I never saw it on TV either. You see Eddie's brother and everything. Eric, what? No, I've already read that. Movie King 3000 says, do you think physical media is going to make a comeback? I don't know, we'll have to see. But a lot of physical stuff is kind of like going away, not just in the movie space, but also in the video game space. Look at what Nintendo are doing with the Switch 2. And even PlayStation are trying to follow in those footsteps as well. So it seems like they're trying to kill... it really does seem like they're trying to kill the movie base... Sorry, the physical media. Both on movies and games. Doom 2K, great to see you, bud. I saw your comment earlier, but I was talking about the story, so I didn't bring it up. But great to see you, bud. The stupid key card says Big Bash. Yep, I totally agree. What did you think of The Boys Season 4? The most recent season? I thought it was the worst of all of them. It felt like they were not being as satirizing of the genre and the politics this time, and they were trying to pick a side. And when they pick a side, it was just less fun. I feel like taking the mocking element away from The Boys strips it of its identity, in my opinion. That's something that I always enjoyed about The Boys, and they got rid of it. So I wish they didn't quite do that, but they did. So yeah, that was kind of a disappointment. But yeah, Movie King says, I hope physical media comes back with a vengeance. Yeah, I don't think it's going to. I hope they still keep it around, though. You're not going to get better quality on streaming than you will on physical media, both with sound and picture quality. But yeah, I thought it was okay, Season 4, nothing special. Here's hoping the final season is actually much better. But it does feel to me like Amazon, like they were supposed to end it with Season 4 of The Boys and just end the show there. But Amazon, some part of me feels like they said to the showrunners and stuff, they said, just do one more season, like one extra season. And they said, okay, we'll pad out Season 4. That's what it felt like to me. Eric, what is your opinion on South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut? I thought that was a funny movie. I thought there was some stuff in there which was silly and all that, and some of the jokes, a lot of the jokes didn't land. Too much musical numbers, but some of them were really catchy, the musical numbers, and it was a very funny movie. Eric, will Supergirl beat Spider-Man at the box office? No, Spider-Man will beat Supergirl easily. So yeah, I think the thing that will really help Supergirl is going to be Jason Momoa playing Lobo. That's what I think. So yeah. AGN King, great to see you. Anna Banana. Oh, Eric says, hi Eric, I'm Billy using another account. Okay, great to see you, Billy. We're going to be doing another, because you're on Discord, I'll let you know. We're going to be doing a voice chat after this stream. So if you're interested, stay on and we'll do a voice chat. And I'll see if I can experiment with a watch party. Maybe an episode of Simpsons. I wanted to watch an episode of Simpsons earlier before this stream. And we'll see if I can try to do a little test mini watch party on that. Bro, didn't The Lost Kingdom make 400 million? It did, but that was because James Gunn basically said that those DC movies don't matter. Because in his universe they're not going to count. And that's why they made very little money. But Aquaman 2 did pretty good for itself. Wasn't it 500 million it made or something? Uh, let's see. Let's see, how much money did Aquaman 2 make at the box office? 440 million is how much it made. So yeah, that wasn't particularly good, but I feel sorry for James Wan. You can tell that he was being pulled in many different directions because of the different management that came in at DC at the time. So I do feel bad for him with that. And he did say that he recently, when he's been doing interviews with The Conjuring 4, he said he's not been directing movies because he's trying to pay attention to his health and everything. And I think Aquaman 2 took a lot out of him because we still haven't gotten a movie from him yet. Why do you think Spider-Man will beat Supergirl at the box office? Because it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's one of the most popular heroes. The most popular heroes for both DC and Marvel is Batman for DC and Spider-Man for Marvel. So they will always make money. Big Bash says, Eric, what are your opinions on How to Train Your Dragon 2 and 3? I really like them. I really like those movies. I'm not going to say which ones are my favorite or where I rank them because you're going to have to wait for that How to Train Your Dragon Versus video, which I actually was working on before we got into, the How to Train Your Dragon and Snow White movies and the Final Destination Versus video that I did. I started doing all these Versus videos, but I was actually working on that Versus video, the How to Train Your Dragon one, until that happened, so yeah. So yeah. Thoughts on Futurama, says Jake. I used to watch a bit of Futurama as a kid, but not so much of it. I wish I could have gotten more into it, but when I did watch it, I liked it. But I think I did not get a lot of the jokes as a kid. So that's what I think about that. Saeed says Supergirl should take 1A from Spidey so that she can beat him at the box office. Yeah, 1A a bunch of times. I'm gonna go home now. I'm at a cafe, says Billy. Oh, okay then. Don't worry. I'll chat with you later on the Discord voice call that we do. Or if you want to pop into the live stream again, I'll chat with you then as well. Hey Eric, do you think the Incredibles franchise is getting overrated? Not really. I see the potential there, but it's just they're not taking advantage of it, really. And let's hope they do a better job with Incredibles 3, because I spoke favourably of Incredibles 2 when I did the Versus video, and my opinions then still count, because that's what I thought coming out of the movie. But since time has passed, I don't feel as much like I want to go and rewatch that film. We've rewatched the first film so many times we've lost count. But the second film, I don't really feel like I have this desire and urge to rewatch it. Which says a lot, I think, about its quality. Oh, you're going to go home so you can be on time for that voice chat. Okay, cool. Goat says he's definitely not going on call today. Yeah, buddy, I'm surprised you're still up, because if you're going to be going to school in a few hours, you need some rest. Doomed 2 cases. Hey Eric, I'm gonna go. I don't feel well. So good luck. Bye. Okay, take care, bud. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it, and hope you get better soon. Jake says Incredibles 2 is decent in my opinion, though something was missing. I agree, something was missing. I think it's because they just had Elastigirl go out there and they didn't have the family go out there. I mean, we had the solo act in the first movie. It was when Mr. Incredible was going out there. So to have a solo act again when they all became heroes, I thought was just a bad choice. Like, we wanted to see them all get involved, but again, we had to wait for them to get involved just in the climax. Not throughout the whole film, really. And I feel like they were together more in the first film than they were in the second film, quite frankly. Joshman asked a question. 10 Rex says, how late am I, bud? I'm not going to lie, you're pretty late. But thanks for joining, I appreciate it, as always. Let's see. Joshman says, Eric, from the Zootopia 2 news, are you worried and nervous about the movie, and do you think Disney is going to have another pat on the back, and are you hoping it'll be better than the last 3 movies? I don't know what Zootopia 2 is going to be about. If there's a trailer, I've not seen it, so I have no expectations for it, but I'm hoping they wise up and learn from their lesson, from their mistakes, and don't cause any shit, I hope. Gary Lowe says Kathleen Kennedy said she wasn't leaving after the article said she was. Yeah, she said that, and you can tell the media was mad at her because she made them look bad, and they then did a bit of a hit piece on her. Another news site did. So, yeah, she's gone. The fact that Gina Carano has come back to Star Wars tells you that Kathleen Kennedy has lost all her power, because she never liked Gina Carano. She didn't. And she tried to fire her as soon as she could for whatever reason, and she did, and it was bad when she did it, because the blowback was huge, the backlash was huge. So yeah, that's for sure. Big Bash says, Eric, I have a good idea. A Ben 10 Race Against Time watch party. We'll see if we do that, actually. I think watching it with a bunch of you will probably be better than watching it on my own. So yeah. Goat says, sleeping. What is that? Yeah, you're gonna... Sleeping is something that you're definitely gonna want when you go to school in a few hours. So, yeah. Jake says, a Cars Trilogy watch party. Guys, I was never thinking about this, but with some of these choices that you're recommending to me, I feel like I have to start commissioning some of those watch parties. Oh, man. Where's Cars 4 so Eric can do a 4-way Cars versus video? Oh, man. Saeed, that can't be true. It says, have you heard James Gunn considers Ben 10 to be a part of the DCU? I don't see that as true. Unless he means the cartoon is around in the MCU, then that's fine. I mean, have you guys seen the Alien Earth show? I'm 4 episodes in, and they show a lot of Peter Pan and Ice Age. Specifically, I think it's Ice Age 4 or something. They show a lot of it. It's really weird. Kevin has done a $2 super chat. You glad Firefist wasn't in Deadpool 3, but why not T.J. Miller? Firefist, I think he played his role in the second movie, and that is it. T.J. Miller, I wish he probably could have been in the third movie, because his character was funny. But did he have allegations against him? Is that what happened? Or did Ryan Reynolds? We found out Ryan Reynolds is not a good person if you look at how he's handling this whole Baldoni situation, and also how he's treating YouTubers who are reporting on what is actually going on. Because he can't control them like he does the media outlets, he's trying to silence them by sending them subpoenas. And that is a very bad look for him. It's a disgusting look as well, how he's doing that to, like, very poor people with less than 1,000 subscribers. It's insane. Oh, take care, AGN King. Thanks for joining the stream. Saeed, you've already mentioned that, and yeah, I don't know. Send me the article where he said that. Post it on Discord or something, and I'll be able to see. Yeah, take care, AGN King. Okay, 10 Rex says Ice Age 6 I think is called Boiling Point. Yeah, it is called Boiling Point. So I assume a volcano erupted and the gang has to escape it. Basically another end of the world movie the Ice Age films love doing for some reason. Well, that's the way they can have maximum stakes, isn't it? I think that's why they do that. Saeed says, I hope Supergirl does well, because grifters and Snyder cultists will go hard. Well, we'll see. Time Shadow says, what time is the stream going on till? We'll see if it can go on for another 15 minutes. We'll try to do 15 minutes. Sarah says, I remember I found an old comment of mine on your channel asking for a specific Versus video. Oh, really? What one was that? Because I found one of your recent comments too, and it was where I said to you, head on over to the live stream. And ever since you've been on the live streams, and it's been great. Time Shadow, I said I'll be doing the Monkey review and all those other Patreon videos after I've done the Superman versus video and the Fantastic Four versus video. Then I'll get on to doing some of those commission videos, and I'll get right onto those. Sarah says, so just wondering, Eric, would you ever take versus video suggestions or just donations? No, I definitely take suggestions, and if you give me suggestions, if I find one, I'm like, oh, that's something I definitely want to do, I'll do it there and then. If not there and then, I might do it when the video I think will be more relevant, but that's how I would do it. But yeah, you can definitely... I will definitely take suggestions if you do it. I'll look at them and I'll consider them and everything too. So yeah, definitely. You can definitely do suggestions. But I always say the commissions is where you're going to get guaranteed the video will be made. So that's what the commissions are for. Don't worry, Sarah, your money will be well spent. I need to watch the Monkey movie again. I'll watch it again and then I'll review it. I don't know if I'll do monkey jokes in that, because that movie is so dark. So we'll see what I do. But, yeah. Eric, thoughts on 3C Films? I've seen a couple of his videos. He's pretty good. He's a very informed channel, from what I've seen. But I've not subscribed to him. I've not seen his videos regularly. I usually watch other people's reviews. Deadwolf says, gonna get going now. See you next week. Take care, bud. Thanks for joining the stream. I appreciate it. We'll be ending the stream in about 10 minutes. Ben would have scanned Superman if that was true. He would have, yeah, because Superman's an alien. Damn, could you imagine if Ben could transform into Superman? That would be something. I'd like a Ben 10 Race Against Time versus Ben 10 Alien Swarm video. I've actually thought of that myself before. We'll see. Sarah says, do a versus video of Charlie in the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. I absolutely love the original. I've also thought of doing that as well. I was planning on doing that at the beginning when I launched my versus series for the first time. I was thinking at some point I'll do that. But I remember the Nostalgia Critic did it, and I felt like, you know what, I don't think I should do it if he's done it. But my opinion is different from his, so yeah, I guess I will at some point. I hear Anime says, K, my text-to-speech app works. Oh, cool. Sarah says she loved my Witches verses. Oh, that means a lot, Sarah. Thanks. Yeah, that was, I remember editing that video. That was a lot, doing that. I think it was during the pandemic as well. Eric, excited for Secret Wars because the MCU will end. Your dream will come true. It's not going to end. It'll be a new beginning is what they said. Essentially a reset. They're going to try to pull a Days of Future Past or something is what they're going to try to do. Jake says, but Nostalgic was kind of biased in favor of the original. He didn't really give the 2005 one a chance. It's been a while since I've seen that versus video of his, that comparison video. So I can't really comment on what he thought. But a lot of what he said, I also had similar thoughts at the time. But we'll see what I think now. But I will say, when that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie came out, when it was new, I saw it in the theatre with my brothers and sisters. And I did not like it. I remember I really did not like it. Oh, Big Bash says he's been a subscriber for 7 years now. Oh, thanks, bud. And thanks for being so loyal for all this time. It's I'm glad. I've always say this. I've got the best viewers on YouTube that you could possibly get. Go to a zoo and steal a monkey, says Goat. Oh, potentially. Cole says, have you seen Long Legs? I haven't. I wanted to at first, but then I heard it was quite slow, and I don't like movies that are just annoyingly slow in that way. So we'll see. I hear Anime says, I forgot when I subbed, but I think it was a few years now. Definitely, you have been around for a long time. Khan says, thoughts on Tim Burton after watching Beetlejuice 2? Well, Tim Burton has lost whatever that unique feeling was that he had before. His movies now, they just seem a bit more corporatized. They don't feel like they are as interesting as they were back in the time. And back then, when they used to use film to shoot these movies, it gave his films like a more gothic and edgy and raw and pixelated and filmic look to it. But now his movies look quite clean and digital, and I don't think it looks as good. Sarah says, it has the vibe of a normal murder mystery and then just turns into sadism. Wow. Yeah, it just looks like a kind of movie that I could get bored of very easily. And I feel like there's other movies I could watch that could give me a better vibe of that. Like, I saw Weapons, and I feel like that is a movie that seems like it's similar, but it was more interesting. And of course, there are other movies as well, like Silence of the Lambs, which I've seen, and I'm like, I feel like Longlegs is probably trying to do some of that. And I've also heard that the acting is very dull, particularly from the main actress. Side says, imagine if they reset the MCU and it's all new characters from after Endgame. Imagine if it's a trap and they didn't ditch the old they ditched the old characters. Ironheart is the new Iron Man. Yeah, they're not going to want to do that. Sarah says, was Weapons worth it? I did a review of Weapons. I'm sure you've probably seen it, but yeah, it was definitely worth giving it a watch. It was very interesting. I think there's certain stuff I've said in my reviews, some of the things that I was not so keen on, and I did do a spoiler section in one of my last week's live stream, so if you want, you can check that out if you want to see my spoiler-free review and also my spoiler video. Sarah says, I like good storytelling, not just blatant gore. I agree. And Weapons has got very good storytelling. You're really intrigued, and it's definitely a movie you'll want to watch with an audience. You know, so long as that is a well-behaved audience and they're not obnoxiously loud. Cole says, what would your score be for Barbarian? I can't remember properly what my score would be. Probably a high 5 or a normal 6. I wasn't overly impressed with Barbarian. Like, I think people hyping it up really ruined it for me, because they were hyping it up like it's one of the best movies of the year. Definitely one of the best horror movies of the year. And then I saw it, I was like, it's fine, but I don't know what all the hype was for. So I think if there was no hype, I probably would have enjoyed it more, but I kind of expected more from all the hype. Side says, imagine after Secret Wars it becomes the MCU like everything about the new universe. I think they're going to want to try to fix it now. They know they have to fix it. With that Disney article that came out recently about Disney trying to get their male fans back, I think they're going to be paying close attention to that. Sarah says, one of the things I hate in horror nowadays is they waste half of the movie following these boring characters and you have to watch it to wait for the horror. Just jump into the horror. I think the best situation in that is if they make you care for the characters and jump into the horror. James Wan did that with, I remember the first Conjuring movie, he did it with The Conjuring 2. I also remember he did that with the first Insidious movie. So I don't know if you've seen it, Sarah, but if you want to watch a scary movie, at least one that I remember was freaky to me when I was younger, watch the first Insidious. I remember that was very scary, I remember. Cole says, my audience was really bad for How to Train Your Dragon this year. Ooh. Yeah. I remember my audience was not great for that movie either. Definitely not the worst, but they weren't great. But I was like, I don't really care. It's just the same movie I've seen before. Side says, hey Eric, did you watch Superman again, and has your opinion changed? The Versus video is so close to being done, bud. I'm not telling you nothing. You're gonna have to wait. 95% done, that Superman Versus video. I've got to work on that last 5%, which is kind of the longest that I have to work on, because, you know, it's all the little details and stuff, so that will take a bit, but hopefully it'll be done in the next few days, and you can start watching it, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Sarah says, I'm going to head out. I'll see you all on Discord. No problem, Sarah. Look forward to chatting with you. I'll be jumping on Discord in about 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Okay? Eric, Barbarian is the reason why we exist. I Hate Anime says, I think Five Nights at Freddy's 2 will flop because it's competing with Avatar 3. Well, we'll see. Khan says, how do you feel about the Amazon God of War series? I think the show is not going to do as well as we hope. It just depends on if they have their heads shoved up their ass or not. So let's hope they do a good job and they don't just try to piss the fan base off. Saeed says, hey Eric, can't wait for that Superman Versus video. I'm glad you can't. It's a big, long video, so you'll really get... Your patience will be rewarded, let's put it that way. Have you heard the rumors that the new Demon Slayer movie might have a chance at the Oscars? Really? I didn't hear about that. Cool if it does. I still haven't seen the recent season. I need to catch up on that. Jake says the next SpongeBob movie is coming out around the same time as Avatar 3. Wow, a lot of movies are going to be playing off next to Avatar 3. I Hear Anime says the showrunner said they haven't played the game, so it's obviously going to fail. Didn't he say he hasn't played it, but he's actually watched the cutscenes of it? If he's watched all the cutscenes, then cool. I'd say that's something. That's not nothing. But yeah, he should play the game too. Goat, don't worry about it. I know you're asking, and I know you've been patient, and I know you've been waiting. But trust me, I don't like to rush these videos out. I like to make sure that they're at the best level that they can be before I give them to you. But you'll see the hard work and effort that's in that video when you watch it. You'll see why it took me a while. Because I have put a lot of hard work into it. A lot of hard work. And I even had to re-edit the video once the Superman movie came out on digital. Because it came out early. And I had to then edit all the footage in. And I had to put the Superman footage in from the movie rather than through trailers. Because I put in all the footage in my 50-minute versus video of James Gunn's Superman with the trailer footage and clips footage and images, and then I had to basically undo all of that and put in movie footage. So yeah, that took a long time to do, so a lot of work went into that video. Big Bash says 50 minutes is a dream, closest thing to an hour-long versus video, dream come true. Well, yeah, I hope you enjoy it when it comes out. It's really exhausting. It's quite exhausting to edit that together, and I hope you really enjoy it. Spirit Hero says, I'm going to take off now, Eric. See you next time. See you too, bud. I really appreciate you joining and coming to the stream. Apparently the Gotham in Clayface is different to Matt Reeves. We are getting a new Batman. Well, originally I heard this Clayface movie was going to take place in Matt Reeves' universe originally, but then James Gunn took it and based it in his DCU instead, which is kind of disappointing to hear. I think if it was meant for Matt Reeves, then it should stay in Matt Reeves. At the same time, though, you can do a lot more with Clayface in the more supernatural DCU, I think. So we'll see how that goes. Jake says, I might get Patreon next month if I'm not too busy. Jake, we're going to be jumping onto Discord after this stream, so if you want to chat with us, try to see if you can join the Discord and the Patreon now. Because if you can, and you go for this perk right here for the month, you'll be able to chat with us on text chat, and then also on voice and video call when I schedule those, and even watch parties, which I'm going to try to get into in a bit. So if you want to continue and you want to chat live now, and I can hear your voice for the first time, and you can chat to me for the first time, and Sarah will be there, and all of that, then definitely try to join now. I would definitely advise, because it would be great to actually chat with you right after this stream. Big Bash says, Eric, I finished my first 3 days of community college. I liked it. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. Saeed says, I think the Batman in the DCU will be more cartoonish and comic booky than Batman. Definitely, I think it will be. But James Gunn did say he wants a serious Batman. He doesn't want a goofy Batman. At the same time, though, he also said he wanted Batmite to try to find a way to bring him in. And I hope he doesn't wreck that. That sounds like it's a disaster waiting to happen. Khan says, when the Superman video comes out, we obviously know people are going to say, oh, Eric, you always late for these kinds of videos. You suck, which I find that super annoying because making videos is hard. It is hard, especially when you're doing versus videos. Not only that, but I don't like to rush my videos. I like to give you guys quality content. And I put music in there. Literally every millisecond of that video that you're watching, I've had to control it, and I've had to edit it in so many different ways, in many ways that you haven't even noticed. Not just the video and everything that I put in, and I have to choose which clips I put in, and not only the effects, but also the music you hear. I'm always leveling out the music and the background every millisecond of the way, every second of that video. And I also level out the sound, because I don't like when I watch other people's videos and their voice is low, but the clips are very high in volume, and then the sound goes low again when they speak. I hate that. So I try to level the whole thing out, so when you guys watch it, it's a seamless experience. And it's an enjoyable experience, and even an emotional experience, hopefully, depending on what music I put in. So that takes a while to do. Goat says, you deserve to be Prime Minister of the UK. Well, I think even a dog, an animal, would do better than our current Prime Minister, that's for sure. Oh, take care, Jake. Thanks for joining, buddy. I'll catch you next time. And I'll hopefully look forward to seeing you on Discord at some point, because I'd love to catch you on there. I Hear Anime says, unfortunately, if you don't have Discord Nitro, you can only stream 720p, but I boosted the server so you can have 60 FPS instead of 30. Did you boost the server, I Hear Anime? Because the annoying thing is that one of you guys boosted the server before, but then it's like it says that boosting the server has expired or something. Which was annoying. I was like, I didn't know there was a limit on boosting the server like that. What's your favourite childhood show, says Movie King 3000. Again, I got so many. But one of my favourite shows... I will go to one of my favourite shows from when I was a little kid. Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to love Yu-Gi-Oh! Still like it now, and I've got the episodes. It's cool. Loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, thanks, I Anime. That's I appreciate that. It's really nice. Saeed says Eric does scripts, but Marvel cannot. Oh, that's funny. Big Bash is writing, editing, and reviewing it all is not easy. I always appreciate the work, Eric. Oh, thanks, Big Bash. I really appreciate that. All right, let's see. Ooh, I think we've reached the end of our time right here, so I think we'll call it quits right now. So, very much for joining the live stream. As always, I love chatting with you guys. If I don't respond to comments, this is why I do this, so I can chat to you guys here in live streams, because I've just been so busy, not just editing all these videos and versus videos, but also just in life. So apologies if I don't respond to your comments, but that's why I always do these streams, so you guys can have a chance to chat with me. And also, you can continue to chat with me if you go over onto my Discord server on my Patreon. And we're going to be doing a voice call right now. I'm going to see if I can even try to do a little test with a watch party. We're going to see if we can try to test it with an episode of The Simpsons that I wanted to watch before I did this stream. So I'm going to try to do that. Give me a second. What am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting something. Is it the TV show's lobby, says I Am? No, it'll be the relax and chill lobby that we'll go into. Because we're not talking about a specific movie or show, it seems so far. But yeah, the relax and chill lobby. And we can go in there and chat for however long we want to do that. Let's quickly pop in. The Time Shadow donated £1. Thank you, Time Shadow. This reminds me of some olden times. What's a versus video you would want to remake? That is a good question. Probably, I know there's other examples, but one that I would like to redo is Joss Whedon's Justice League versus the Avengers. I don't think that versus video has aged well. My opinions clearly have changed. A lot of people that reviewed that Joss Whedon Justice League, their opinions have changed. But that's the one where I'm like, yeah, I have different opinions on there, that's for sure. Use boost to unlock special team pack badges for your service. Okay, give me a second. Let me go over here. I'm just gonna copy a little link here. So yeah, guys, I'm going to be posting this into the chat. Be sure to consider, when you do purchases on Amazon, consider using my affiliate links. They really do help support the channel, and it doesn't cost you a thing to do so, to do the purchases through that. But yeah, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch all of you on Discord in about 10-15 minutes. So thanks a ton for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll catch all of you very soon. Take care. It says here that only one of you is watching, which is bizarre. Hang on. Time Shadow. I've changed my mind, but hopefully it can keep on going, because if there's I'm seeing a growth. That's why I'm continuing. But if that growth goes away, then I don't know what will happen. So, you know, then it will probably... so it's still on the table for me to continue or to just stop. So bear that in mind. Oh, so I won't be on Discord. Don't worry, buddy. Then I'll catch you next time. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit then, guys. Thank you for joining. I'll catch all of you very soon. So thanks for watching, and take care, everyone. I was literally just about to end the stream. Looks like we got a few more questions coming in from Time Shadow. Hang on. He said, has there been a celebrity or YouTuber you used to like a lot but has turned out to be a bad person? Yeah, with celebrities, there's a lot of bad celebrities. Right now I'll just say Ryan Reynolds. Also, Hugh Jackman has been shown not to be very good when you find out what he did with his wife. What he did to his wife. And there's a lot of actors, like a lot of them when you find out are Zionists, and when you find out just what they're willing to, like, excuse, what they're willing to justify, that's not good. Really makes you hate them. And your other question is, sorry, Eric, I just miss doing this so much, and I can't afford the Discord, so I might as well afford this. Are you sure? If you can't afford... I appreciate that you're donating if you can't afford the Discord, but if you can't afford the Discord, I don't want you to be donating stuff like this, because I hope you're not struggling in that way, bud. I really wouldn't want you to. But, yeah. Side says, rest in peace to the 20 people who have left. Yep. Time Shadow says, wait, Eric, you didn't respond to my... Oh, no, I'm responding to him now. Yeah, a lot of people have left and have not realised that I'm still on, which is funny, but only because Time Shadow did those super chats like the old days. So yeah, thank you, Time Shadow. I really appreciate that. Hopefully I can speak to you in person on the Discord at some point, and you've done another another Streamlabs chat. He says, would you rather watch Venom or Morbius? Also, give reasons. I would rather watch Venom, because the first Venom, I don't like it, but there are some cool visuals. Just seeing Venom, I thought his visual effect was nicely realized. Could have been better, but was nicely realized. But then again, Morbius is such a bad movie. It's so bad it's funny if you watch it with the right person. So maybe Morbius for that reason. But if I had to pick right now, I would say Venom. But it depends what mood I'm in. If I'm in a mood to watch something more stupid and more bad, then Morbius. But Morbius is also a headache as well. But Venom is probably the one I would obviously go for. I'd say that's probably the least worst out of all of them. But Venom 3 is probably the best out of all these Sony spin-off villain films. But yeah, that's what I think. I think Venom 3 is the best of them. So yeah, thanks everyone. Thank you, Time Shadow. Really appreciate it. I'm going to rest for a few minutes, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to speak to you guys all on the Discord right there. So if you want to join the Discord right now, that's the place to do it. Time Shadow has done another one, and he goes, okay, I think I'm done. Thank you very much, buddy. I really do appreciate that. That was very, very generous of you. So, yeah, thank you very much, bud, and take care of yourself, okay? And all of you look after yourselves, and I'll catch all of you very soon, as always. Take care. And the rest of you, I'll catch you on Discord right now. So head on over to Patreon if you haven't already, and you can join the Discord, and we can all have a chat right now. So, take care.